Hey there, so we're going to be focusing a lot on the foot today and the focus of actually feeling into the foot and where our weight is loading when we're doing different movements. I have a little foot model here, so I basically just want you to understand that within the foot we have lots and lots of bones, and with our modern way of living on hard surface, inside of tight shoes, these bones can get very compressed. And it basically disrupts the function of our foot, our contact to the floor, our proprioception, and then how the muscles transfer up into the rest of the body and feed into the rest of the body. So we're going to be focusing a lot on making space in the middle of our foot and throughout the foot. And then just our points of contact that I really want you guys to focus on, and why I have this little model here, is center of the heel is a main point of contact, center of the big toe, and center of the base of the pinky toe. So essentially, if you're looking at my foot here, we're looking for contact here, and contact here when we're just base standing. Now, when we're talking about rotary sports or moving through any type of movement where the heel is up, we're still trying to look for an even balance over the feet. Even if my back heel's up, I'm still trying to find load between both of my feet. So we're just going to be working some awareness in there. I just want you guys to be focused on this, and I want to make sure that we have a little bit of a visual model so that you know where we're going and you know what I'm talking about when we get moving. So let's get moving. Okay, so we're going to start out just standing, and I want you to feel a sense of your whole foot. You can imagine like from that front of the heel zone out to the toes like a fan opening up. So just kind of wiggle around a little bit, kind of do a little smush of your heel down into the floor. And I want you to imagine like you're smushing into clay. Okay, and then just as much as you can, you're gonna spread your toes. So try to spread the big toe and the pinky toe wider away from one another. And then if you can keep widening between the middle toes, we're going for that. Okay, and just to kind of find what we'll call as a foundation of space today, or a foundational pose, it would be Tadasana. So Tadasana is mountain pose. It's a nice wide base with a nice tall peak. So just standing in Tadasana, when you're ready, you'll close your eyes and just noticing how your weight loads down into your feet. Okay, and just putting attention to your right foot, attention to your left foot, and you can just take a little sway, putting more weight onto the right foot, less weight on the left, and then shift, more weight on the left, less on the right. Okay, and you're just going to shift back and forth like just a gentle sway, and I want you to just watch the rooting of your toes, the rooting of your heels, balls of the feet. Just notice how your body sways, just getting a little more proprioceptive awareness of the soles of our feet. Okay, and then you're going to take your body and you're going to shift it forward towards the toes, balls of the feet. You might feel the toes grip a little bit and the heels get a little lighter, almost like you're going to tip forward. Straight legs if you can on this. And then go the other way. You're going to shift back towards the heels. Toes might feel like they want to lift. You might feel like you're going to fall backwards. And then toes go down, balls of the feet, and shift back and forward. Just do that a few more times. Okay, and then find a place between right and left and front and back that feels like the middle to you. And center of gravity for us humans, bipedal, is right up over the ankle joints. So if you can get a sense that your pelvis were like a beach ball, it's just going to hover the middle of the beach ball right up and over your ankle joints. If you were to tie a little string from the base of your pelvis down through the middle of the floor, you would find that string anchored right between the ankle joints, and that would be about center of gravity for most of us. Okay, and then when you're ready, just go ahead and shift forward towards the toes again, and this time you're going to intentionally lift the heels. So I'm going to turn this way. So as we lift the heels, I want you to think of a little bungee cord, elastic lift up towards the sits bones. So I'm just pushing my big toes especially down into the floor, and then I'm going to slowly lower the middle foot and then the heel down. Okay, and then I'm going to slowly go heel, and think about peeling a duct tape off of the floor. Okay, so the toes go down, they're kind of that last piece of the duct tape, and then slowly you'll lower down. Notice if your ankles want to start to roll in or your toes want to start to lift up as you do this. You're going to try to keep the toes spread and then plugging down into the ground as your heels slide up into the sits bones. And you're just going to stay as tall as you can, kind of like an arrow shooting up towards the sky in the rest of your body. Okay, and we'll go a couple more. Heels raise, toes go down, balls of the feet go down. Just feeling a sense of center right in your pelvis, and then slowly lowering. It does help to keep your eyes level on the horizon, pushing down through the floor. Feel a little zippering up through the middle of your body, and then slowly lowering with control as the heels pump back down. Let's do one more. Okay, drive the feet down into the floor, heels lift up. You should feel something activate in the back of your legs to help you do that. Okay, and then slowly the heels go down, but as I go down with my heels, I try to get my midfoot to spread into the floor. Okay, so we'll go there. Okay, and then we're gonna come down to the floor. We're gonna tuck our toes. Tucking the toes and putting our attention at the soles of the feet. So as I tuck my toe, I'm gonna try to push back on the ball of my foot, back and back. So the heel comes back and the ball of the foot comes back. So we're trying to get that fanning of the foot again. Okay, so as my foot goes down on each side, I'm just gonna stand in my arms a little bit and move my butt back towards my heels. And I'll take a breath there. And as I exhale, I'm just gonna work on kind of hugging the heels in towards one another as I slide the heels back away from my knees. So the heel slides away from the back of the knee, while it also gets a sense of the middle sole of your foot widening into a wall behind you. Okay, and then you can rock back onto the knees. We're just gonna go for some cat-cow. Okay, so go and flip the feet. And through flipping the feet, see if you can spread the tops of the feet. So you're gonna, again, try to fan from the middle big toe out to the pinky toe. Try to get a nice width to the foot and then go down into the floor. Okay, and then you're just gonna, as you keep that anchor, you'll go into cat-cow. Round the tail, drop the head. My feet stay anchored, tops of the feet as I flip my tail up. My chest slides forward, and then eventually my head comes up. Okay, I'm staying strong and straight in my elbows. Going the other way. Flip the tail down, round the back like cat. Think of like a rainbow. Drop your tail and your head towards the pot of gold. And then go the other way. Flip up. You can think of your body kind of like a bowl of soup here. Okay, so you are the bowl holding the soup on your back body. And flip, rainbow. Breathing along the way. Try to stay anchored into the feet. And then go in the other way. Okay, and then we'll come to neutral. Okay, coming back up, we're just gonna take your left leg forward. Right leg will stay down and we're gonna tuck the back toes. Okay, so just like you did before, we're gonna tuck toes. The focus is gonna be a lot on your left leg and pushing down into those 3 points of contact of your left foot. Okay, so as you go down into your left foot, try to get a spread through the foot, down through the ball of the foot, just as much as the heel. Okay, and then from your back heel, if you can push down with your foot, nice strong power of your back foot, try to squeeze your butt at the same time. So you might get a little stretch on the front of your thigh. Okay, and then all we're gonna do here is reach the arms up, breathe in, and as you exhale, breathe out. You're gonna sit your butt back, but keep your front foot planted where it is. Okay, inhale, reach up. Nice strong foundation. Exhale, sit back. I'm going to try to push my front foot down as I slide my butt back. Okay, and then back up, breathe in, and breathe out. Sit your butt back, push the foot straight down instead of forward. Cool, and then switch sides. I'll show you this version here. Okay, so right foot down, spread through the foot, tuck your back toes, and you're going to try to get some energy of the back toes plugging down into your left butt cheek. Okay, nice, strong, powerful right leg. When you're ready, you'll shift forward a little bit as you press the heel down, reach the arms up. Breathe in, and then shift your body back. So the pelvis will come back, the right foot will go down, and the chest goes forward. Okay, and then back up. And shift back. Right foot goes down. You should feel this in the hamstring maybe. Back of the leg. Lift up, So here we're really active, lifting the front of the pelvis, and then back. We're gonna move the butt back, foot goes down into the floor. Awesome, you guys. And then come back. Okay, and then we're gonna come up to all fours, or sorry, off of all fours, okay, and onto 2 feet. And you're just gonna work a squat here. So try to work through the spread of the feet. You're gonna get as low as you can without lifting your heels. So there's a common cue for a squat that we don't bring our knees forward of our ankles. We're not gonna do that here because that's actually really good for our ankle joint, is to move the knees forward of the ankle. We just wanna make sure to keep the heels down. So you're gonna work the squat as low as you can without letting your heel lift off the floor. Okay, so we're just gonna, nice and easy, take a nice wide base of support with your feet, feel the ground right to left, and try to keep the weight right up over the ankle joints. Okay, it's just a little wider than the Tadasana posture that we took. Hands are just gonna press to prayer in front of the heart, nice long neck. Then when you're ready, you're just gonna bend your knees, sit your butt, and doing your best, and you can look at your feet if you want, feet and knees. You want your knees to feel like they're right in line with your middle toes. I'm gonna push down through the floor and come back up. Okay, so as we go down, nice and easy, just gonna try to keep the weight equal right to left and right up over my ankle joints, keeping my chest up, and push through the floor to come up. Okay, we'll go 5 more. Push down to come up, down to come up. And I'm just being really mindful that I'm not letting my knees bow in. If I did that, I would probably put too much weight on the inside of my foot. I'm gonna keep my foot planted and rooted as I go up and down. So the transfer of weight really isn't changing. It's just responding to the weight shift as I come up and down. 1 more. Nice and warm in the legs. Awesome. Okay, and then go ahead and take 2 feet, bend at the hips, push down through the feet. Try to get the rooting of your heel, and then you're just gonna walk out towards down dog. Okay, I'm gonna plant my hands. And a lot of times when we go into down dog, there's a tendency to push. So I'll show you the push. Tends to be a lot in the arms, and it kind of compresses the neck and doesn't give us a whole lot of space to move back. Okay, so instead of pushing with the arms, and we're so focused on the legs today, let's pull back with the legs rather than push with the arms. Okay, see if you can find that in your body. Take a breath. Out through the mouth. Okay, and even with your knees bent, if we don't have a whole lot of hamstring flexibility, that's fine. But see if you can get your butt to move out of your wrist. See if you can start to feel a sense of your butt lifting out of your wrist rather than your arms trying to push the ground away so much. And then that might give you a little sense of movement towards the back of your body. And then from there, go ahead and start to drop the heels. Just like we did earlier, you're going to bend your knees this time, but bring your heels towards your butt. Doing your best not to shift your butt forward, just up. Heels drop down, feet spread wide. Notice the front of the ankle joint. See if you can just watch it move. It'll open in the front here when the heels come up, and it'll close down when the heels go down. See if you can soften at the front of the ankle joint. Back up. Heels pump up. Heels slide down. Front of the ankle softens. If you need to shorten your dog to do that, you can. I need to shorten mine. Heels come up. And then back down. 1 more time. Heels come up, big toes stay down, and then lowering down, let the front of the ankle close equally on the inside and the outside. Walk your hands back to meet your feet. And drop your head, take a breath. Out through your mouth. Feel the feet. Sits bones connect through the heels. Slowly roll yourself up. And we'll find that centered Tadasana again is like a starting place. Nice and rolled up. Take a breath. Okay, and then we're going to do something called a lunge matrix. It's essentially like a little clock. We're going to hit 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 3 o'clock. 3 and 9, depending on what leg you're working on. And then we might do a little bit of cross pattern in another video, but for now we're just gonna work 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 3 and 9 o'clock. So we'll start standing on our left foot. Okay, and as you stand on your left foot, you're just gonna step back with your opposite foot, really rooted through that front foot. Okay, when you're ready, you're just gonna feel, don't worry about the arms here so much. I want you to just feel the rooting of your feet. Okay, front heel, center of the big toe, center of the pinky toe, and then try to balance the weight even though your back heel is up. Okay, we'll start slow. And then stepping forward. So now your transfer of weight is gonna come forward. You're gonna push off of your front foot to load towards your back foot. So there's a push. And we'll just keep that front to back to start. So coming back and switching, coming forward and coming back and coming forward. My core is on. A really stable left leg. Okay, and I'm just adding in my arms as if I were kind of doing a uphill jog, uphill run. I'm going to try to keep my head really still as I push through the floor. Back and forth, nice and anchored. If I'm going too quick for you, you can slow it down and just really pay attention to your standing foot. One more time forward, and then 2 feet on the ground. Good. Okay, it'll get your heart rate up as well. We're gonna step out to the side, so stable left foot, step out. I'm gonna try to plant my 3 points of contact in both feet, and I'm gonna sit towards my moving leg, and then I'll push off of it to come back. Okay, I'm back. When I come stepping into it, my butt's gonna slide back. Here, butt slides back, heel stays down. Watch that that knee doesn't bow in or out. Push down to come back. We'll go 3 more, and then we'll go to the other side. And for fielding, for us softball girls, baseball guys, when we do a lateral motion like this, trying to get our butt low, as if you were gonna field a ground ball, is really helpful. So you wanna really just get that sense of your legs working quite hard for you as you come up. So load the legs, feel the work in the legs, sit your butt low as the feet go down. One more. Should get you kind of breathy. Okay, we'll switch. Right leg will be your stable leg, and then we're gonna step forward and back with our opposite leg. Okay, so this will be our moving leg. When you're ready, step back. Push down, find your sole of your foot. Make that really, really intentional as a stable base. Step forward and back. If you need to kind of catch yourself right in the middle for a little balance transition, do that. So I'll pause in the middle and then I'll step back. Really feeling the contact of the foot, how the contact of the foot into the floor is where I find power. It's where I can generate force to move up through my body. Good practice for biomechanics. Okay, 2 more. Forward, push down to come out of it. 1 more forward, and 1 more. Let's do 1 more back. Okay, and then stable foot again. Let's take a breath. And then when we're ready, we're gonna go out to the side. Okay, stable, plant foot, sit butt back. Okay, I'm gonna push down to come up. Even though I'm loading onto my left leg, I'm pushing off of it to load back to center. When I go to do that, I'm still trying to keep weight on my straight leg here. A little more like active cardio type movement. A little more calisthenic-y. Sit back, load and push. Sit back, load and push. 2 more, butt low, push off. 1 more, butt low. Take a breath. Out through the mouth. And then just feel into your feet again. Okay, get a sense that the soles of the feet are really connected to the floor. And then all we're gonna do here is a little heel raise again with a little variation. Okay, so when you're ready, you're gonna do the same thing when we started. If you need to hold on to something for it to be a little more supported and for you to actually feel the drive of energy up from the ground through your feet, then hold on to something, no biggie there, okay? When you're ready, I'm gonna try to get my body like an arrow. Take a breath. I'm gonna feel my heels plug up into my sits bones. Drive the toes down, big toes down. I'm going to keep my heels up here, and then I'm going to try to bend my knees while I keep my heels up. So this is, maybe more like moving towards a catcher squat. I'm going to do my best to keep my chest up, my heels up, woo, and then I'm going to drop my heels and then come back up. Okay, so heels lift. Try that again. Heels stay up, knees bend. Knees bend, heels stay up. I'm plugging my toes in like crazy, trying to keep my head up and my butt low. My heels really want to kick out to the sides. I'm going to pull them in as best as I can. Okay, and then you'll come up, or lower down, sorry, with the heels, and then push down to come up. Okay, let's go 3 more. It burns. Drive the heels up, nice and tall through the crown of the head. Woo, get my balance. Bend your knees. Sit as low as you can while still driving the heels up, and then slide the heels down and back, and then push through the floor to come up. Okay, 2 more. Drive down. Keep the heels up. A little balance there. Butt down, heels up. Try not to let those heels splay. Keep them hugged in like to a little beach ball, and then slide the feet down to the floor. Push down to come up. Whew, yeah, 1 more. Heels slide up. Brain lifts. Gonna bend the knees. Counterbalance. It's a lot more balance work here. Drive the toes down, especially the balls of the big toes, down into the floor, heels up, heels in. Slide the middle of the foot down, then the heel. Push through the floor to come up. Take a breath. Okay, we're gonna do a little more flexibility type stuff in combination with some balance work. So let's stand on our right foot first. You're gonna reach back and grab your left foot. If you need a strap for this, you'll grab a strap. I'm gonna grab a strap. Okay, so some of us just have a lot of tension in the thighs, maybe some tension in the shoulder. So if it's not super easy to grab your foot, you can always use a strap. You just hook the strap before you pick your foot up. And then when you pick your foot up, you'll bend. Then you're gonna walk your hand as close as you can to the foot while keeping it strapped in. Okay, so that's your strap option. Otherwise, if you can grab your foot, stable base, nice wide spread of the foot, you're gonna really work to maintain balance over your ankle joint. Okay, when you're ready, you're gonna squeeze the heel up towards your butt, wait to grab it so you feel like you're using your hamstring. See if you can get your butt down out of your low back while you squeeze your heel towards your butt. Stay nice and tall over your standing leg. And then when you're ready, grab your foot or strap your foot. Okay, and then all you're working here, we're just gonna try to stay really tall and upright to start. And I'm just gonna work the balance over my standing foot. And while you're here in a balanced position, just to simplify it, really connecting through the relationship of your body, feel the whole left foot or the whole right foot, whatever foot you're using to stand on. Foot to knee to hip. Foot, knee, hip. Foot, knee, hip. That's what you're doing in your awareness of your body and to stay upright. Okay, and then you're gonna tip yourself forward. I'm gonna spin this way. Okay, as I tip myself forward, I'm gonna try to keep this relationship of foot, knee, hip very, very clear. Foot, knee, hip, foot, knee, hip, foot, knee, hip. As I tip forward, all my weight will want to go forward. So my work is going to be to maybe bend my standing leg, get a little more weight towards my heel, and then I'm going to try to reach my chest and my knee, back knee, away from one another as I get taller over my standing leg. Really trying not to lock out my standing leg so that I stay connected to the floor. Take a breath, and then maybe get a little bit bigger in it. 1 more breath, inhale, nice strong standing leg, and exhale, release. Ooh-yah. Tadasana, just feel the energy shift right to left foot. Nice stable base to observe. Movement of energy, work of the body, and then we'll switch sides. So if you need the strap, you'll do the strap. Stabilize on the other leg, spread through the foot. Try to get nice and anchored over the ankle joint. And when you lift that opposite knee up, the low butt stays out of the low back. The back stays as long and tall as you can. And then you're just gonna squeeze the heel towards your bum as much as you can to get a little bite on your hamstrings. Okay, make your hamstrings work a little bit. They're good supporters of all movement. Okay, and then go ahead and grab onto the foot, strap or with the hand. I'm actually grabbed onto my ankle here, and I'll show you the other direction. Okay, and then just get tall first. Okay, work on the balance over your standing ankle. Foot, knee, hip. Foot, knee, hip. Foot, knee, hip. Okay, and you're just trying to find some three-dimensional relationship to all of those. You are 3D. You don't just have a front and a back. You have a top and a bottom and sides in your physical body. When you're ready, tip forward. Okay, so I'm going to work to go foot, knee, hip, foot, knee, hip. If I feel like there's a disconnect somewhere, I'm going to bend into my standing leg more. And I'm going to try to shift my weight so that I can really feel a clear connection of foot, knee, hip. Okay, and I'll spin this way. Woo, woo. Okay, and as I'm standing here, I'm trying to, as much as everything wants to tip forward, I'm working really hard in my back leg to pull my weight back. And my standing foot-leg relationship is working to make me taller rather than sinking into the floor and waiting for it to be over. Foot, knee, hip. Push through the floor. You got it. One more breath. And release. Foot down. Feel the energy shift, Tadasana. And then just see if you can, in standing Tadasana again, after you've worked your body a bit, feel the relationship of foot, knee, hip. Foot, knee, hip. And from the hip, kind of swims into the deep core of our body right in front of the sacrum, where the spine and the pelvis meet. And this is our center of gravity. This is our true powerhouse of where we generate force and power. So it starts from the ground. Foot, knee, hip, into the pelvis. Take a breath. Okay, so go ahead and take your legs into a wide leg forward fold. So we're going to start with our legs nice and wide. Okay, and then just lift up your toes. All your toes lift up and try to spread them out. Again, doing that fanning of the foot. Okay, go ahead and bend your knees a little bit to kind of have a little bit more connection to that. You're going to push the inner foot down into the floor quite a bit. And imagine putting super glue right under your foot there. Okay, and then just if you look down, just notice what that does to your ankle joint. You're going to try to keep this glued down while you push out into your ankle joint. Okay, so you're going to glue and push. Glue the inner foot and push out into the ankle joint. It should charge up the legs a bit. Okay, and then from here you can start to straighten the legs. Reach your arms up, big inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Keep the rooting of your feet. You can let your toes drop down, but you're still trying to keep that work of the inner foot down. Outer ankle pushes out. And then opening your eyes, peek at your knees. So what you're doing with your feet, right and left, sometimes they're not even. Most of the time they're not even what you're doing. So see if you can just direct the attention at the knees and make sure that whatever you're doing at the feet, your knees aren't rolling super far into midline and they're not rolling, away and lifting the inner foot. Try to get them right in the middle. Okay, so we're going from the foot to the knee. Once they're in the middle, we're going to go to the hips. See if you can get a sense that the hips are kind of coming together, like a little friend back there was going to hug your hips in, and then you would lift your butt up and away from your heels. Breathing in, breathing out. Shift your weight back towards your heels. Try not to let the ankles roll in or out, just keep them neutral. And then shift forward towards your toes. Heels will get a little lighter.
And if you're not super bendy, no problem. If you need to put your hands up on blocks or something like that to keep yourself a little more lifted, go for it. And shift back towards your heels. Let the balls of your feet get a little lighter. And shift forward towards the balls of your feet. Let your heels get a little lighter. And then find something in the middle, front to back, side to side. Try to let your hips lift up and let your brain get light. Or I should say brain gets heavy. Brain pours out. We're not holding the head up anymore. Breathe in. Push through the floor as you breathe out. Slowly taking your hands to the outer hips. Bend your knees, push through the floor, roll yourself up like a little roly-poly. Roll yourself, unravel. Woo. Take a breath. And then go ahead and come on down to the floor. Okay, so as you're here, with your feet on the floor, your knees bent, I'm just going to do a little Shavasana for grounding and rooting, staying in the earth. Just see if you can get a sense that the whole back of your torso is really heavy into the floor. Hands can be on the body or off the body. And then just draw your attention down into your feet once your torso feels like it's landed on the floor. And see if you can get a sense that through the toes, each individual toe, you have roots reaching out of the toes and down into the earth. From the soles of the feet, at the balls of the feet, feel another set of roots branching out through that aspect of your body. Feel them root down and widen. Draw your attention to the heels. And can you let the roots go even further down into the earth and widen? And this will be more energetic, more intentional, less of physical effort. And as you feel your feet root down and widen, see if you can get a sense that the whole sole of your foot now is actually below the soil. So the roots would kind of pull you just gently down into the soil a little more. Maybe just to about the ankle joint. And so that it's like the feet are just gently buried. A nice, warm, soft soil. And giving way to growth. So as we root down, as we connect down into the earth, we can build strength, vitality, up, 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 through the body, through our limbs. And see if you can get a sense that sticking with this idea of rootedness, like a plant in the soil or a tree in the soil,
Imagine that your face is a bright, big flower. Absorbing the sun and the light and moving more towards the sun and the light while still staying rooted. And seeing if you can stay connected to the roots at the base and the open flowering above. Take a breath into it all at once. And exhale it all out at once. And once again, inhale, touching all parts of yourself with breath. And releasing with breath all at once. And when you're ready, hug your knees in. Rock your body side to side if that feels good. And then when you're ready, come up to a seat. Eyes closed if you'd like, or softly open. Just try to keep the attention in. And just see if you can get a sense of groundedness in your seat here at the sits bones, and then how again that gives way to a lighter and brighter upward motion. And what we're looking for and practicing is the integration of all of it together in life, in sport, performance, and help us keep us centered and moving from a really rooted, grounded place. Thank you for your practice, and I hope you can apply the roots to everything that you do, and that deeper sense of awareness and proprioception of how it feeds into the rest of the body and really is there to support you always.